Thank you so much for coming in on a Saturday morning. And so today, just before we start the session, a little brief about the company and then about the speaker as well who will be taking this session. So Snap to Future Tech. So there was a question which was raised by Harish. What is IBA? What is Snap to Future Tech? So Snap to Future Tech is a blockchain development company, and we have a training vertical called Indian Blockchain Institute. So Snapper is a one-stop solution which does blockchain consulting, we have our own products. We do solution development for clients. We are working with Government of India as well. And we provide resources also, like talent as a service. And the training vertical, that the training services are conducted under Indian Blockchain Institute. So this webinar is one of the initiatives that we have started to discuss and to share knowledge, whatever experience that we have gathered over the course of time since 2017, to share it across with every one of you. So thank you so much for coming in. And so about the speaker, Nikita Gugale is actually a blockchain developer. By profession, I would say by passion, she is a trainer. She loves to train, yes. And she has expertise on multiple blockchain frameworks. Her forte is on Ethereum as well as on Algorand. Right now, she is also exploring Hyperledger Fabric. She has developed multiple solutions on it. She is also responsible for developing the curriculum around all the training modules that we have. She was responsible for a lot of faculty development programs which had happened during this COVID period under AICT Atal initiative. A lot of engineering colleges had this requirement for FDP, and she was the one who was able to conduct the session successfully with a very positive feedback from the faculties. Not just faculties or students, she also has done an upskilling. Like one of the major clients we had, and there was a big tech team that from that company wanted to start their blockchain practice, and she was responsible for delivering the session on upskilling them on blockchain technology as well. So over to you, Nikita. Before that, just a request. Once we start the session, please specify your name, first name, last name, email ID, and mobile number personally to me, a direct chat. Don't put it up in the public. That's for your attendance, as well as you would be given a voucher coupon. All the new attendees would be given a voucher coupon to our introductory program. More on that at the later of the session. I think it's already 11:02. So I hand it over to you, Nikita. Please take it up.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Good morning. I see a lot of people that were on a weekend. That's good to see everyone. I can also see some of the known names like Shane. Well, very warm good morning to you too. To name him as like he is one of the student of mine, and since we are on at a bright student, quite a bright student. So
Thank you, ma'am.
yeah. So without any delay, let's start with our session. Okay, so already Shaz has given me a great introduction, so I'm not going to waste any more time on that. Moving to the agenda for this particular session, it would be great if somebody can tell me I'm audible clearly and my screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am. Your audio and screen is visible.
Thank you, Shane, so much. Yeah, so today's agenda is first to understand Ethereum's ecosystem. Now, when we talk about blockchain, there are majorly two types of blockchain. One is public blockchain, second is private blockchain. As the name suggests, public blockchain is like open to all. Anybody can be the participant of that ecosystem. The only thing that it needs is an internet, a computer, and a wallet. This wallet will go into the depths of it. So how it is very easy to get access of this wallet as well. So anybody can read the transactions, write the transactions onto this blockchain. So it's a public blockchain. And when we talk about private blockchains, these blockchains are specific to some application, specific to some organization, and some of the authority is to that organization who has created this blockchain. So Ethereum is one of the public blockchains, one of the first public blockchains that we are going to look into. Then we are going to cover the use cases of various various use cases of Ethereum in various industries. It's not just now just the finance part or the transaction part. It has gone haywire from everywhere, from the very specific to public blockchains to social medias, uh, to supply chains, etc. So we'll be covering all of those. Then to anyone who wants to start building on Ethereum, so the tools that are used for building on Ethereum blockchain, we are going to cover of those. Whatever is possible, I'll show it across. Then we move to the opportunities and market size in Ethereum. Everybody must have heard on social medias, on LinkedIn, on internet, like how the blockchain is a boom. So market size is increasing, no doubt about that. But where you can explore these opportunities, how you can start your journey with it, then to the next part, that is where we are going to see like how you can start your journey, what are different job roles that are there in the market, irrespective of you are a fresher, you want to change your job role, anything will cover onto this. And then we'll have a Q&A session and a conclusion. uh, Q&A session is scheduled for like at the end of the session, but while we are going through it, while we are covering the topics of it, if you have any question, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask away. You can put up in the chat if there are any questions. uh, Shiaz, if you could just help me with the questions if there are in the chat, because I'm sharing the screen and I might miss out the question. So please help me out with that.
Sure, I will do that.
So, yeah. So first, that is understanding Ethereum's ecosystem. Ethereum is a decentralized blockchain platform that allows developer to build decentralized applications that are dApps and smart contracts. Now, when we talk about blockchain, the first thing that anybody would come up with is like Bitcoin. Yes, Bitcoin is the first blockchain where the decentralization, the peer-to-peer network all came into existence. The thing was that you can transact this BTC, this universal cryptocurrency. But moving forward to it, now blockchain is not just cryptocurrency. It is also developing applications which is on the decentralized platform. Therefore, the applications that are developed onto this platform is also called as decentralized applications. Now, what happened is like looking at the scope of Bitcoin, like with its features that it provides, like there is no central authority to anyone. It is based on the community. It is peer-to-peer network, distributed ledger. It contains with transparency. Vitalik Buterin, in 2015, when he was like teen, like 16 to 17 years of old, he was very fascinated with this technology. And he came up with idea, why only stick with Bitcoin and just transferring these currency from one user to another? Why not build more applications which would make these applications more open source, more transparent, more fast? So let's build a blockchain which can develop other applications as well. When he proposed this proposal to the community of Bitcoin, they were not very eager to do that, or I would rather say they rejected the proposal that he proposed it. So he decided to bring its own blockchain, naming it as Ethereum. It went into 2015, it came up, then the crowdfunding happened, the investors invented, it was live in 2015, which is an open source public blockchain distributed computing platform that can execute smart contract using its native cryptocurrency Ether. Now, any blockchain it has its own cryptocurrency. So when we talk about Bitcoin, it has BTC coins or BTC. When it comes to Ethereum, the cryptocurrency that is used, that is Ether or ETH and not Ethereum. So Ethereum is a protocol. It is a public blockchain where developers can develop the applications, and the cryptocurrency used is Ether or ETH. Of course, it's a blockchain, so all the features that are there in the blockchain in overall, Ethereum has its those as well. Like the first one, decentralization. Ethereum has its own nodes where the transactions are validated by the miners, and then the transactions are seen onto the network, onto the blockchain. Once the transaction is validated, it is open to everyone. They can verify the transaction. Second, it is transparent, like it's validated, it's open on the network. Anybody can verify and check the transaction. Next is distributed. Ethereum has its own node running. It is within the nodes, making it distributed, making it decentralized. Even if one node goes down, it's not the network is going to go down. Other nodes are there running up, keeping the blockchain running, keeping the applications running. Then we have not a single point of failure. Since it is distributed, since it has different nodes, one node going down won't make any much of a difference. Other nodes are there to back it up, to make the ecosystem running. Then it has its own cryptocurrency, that is ETH, used for the transaction fee, where the users are going to use this as a transaction fee. Minor every blockchain has its ecosystem, has its consensus mechanism. Now, this consensus mechanism is basically a protocol, a way to make the transactions validated and come to a one conclusion. So in this case, Ethereum previously used to use a proof of work, which was the same for Bitcoin. But since 2023, since the new merge of Ethereum, the consensus mechanism used is proof of stake. So basically, trying to say it in a very brief idea, proof of stake is like whoever is going to validate has to stake some of the coins, and depending upon that, they can be part of the network. They can validate the transactions, making it more scalable, more transparent, more secured. So this is about Ethereum. The consensus mechanism used is proof of stake as of now. Now, next important point when we talk about blockchain is we covered the blockchain, we covered the consensus mechanism, we covered the cryptocurrency, and next is TPS, that is transaction per second. So every blockchain has some kind of scalability. So the time that is required to validate the transaction, to mine the block, so that comes under TPS. So in case before the merge, the TPS of Ethereum was 10 to 15 transactions per second. But after the merge, that is in 2022, if I'm not wrong, in June 2022, now the transactions have increased to hundreds and thousands. That is how the scalability has increased, because the market has, the applications has increased on Ethereum. There are n number of transactions that are happening. There are different types of transactions that are happening on Ethereum. And being the one of the first blockchain that gives the freedom to develop applications, many have used this in their applications. Many of them are taking the inspiration from these blockchains and building the other blockchains. So Ethereum has a huge demand in market. And when we talk about T-pace, Bitcoin has only like 4 to 5 of transactions, that too, and that is fine, because the transactions that we see in Bitcoin is just the transfer of BTC from one user to another. But when we talk about Ethereum, there are 3 major transactions that we see. Yes, definitely. The first transaction is sending ETH from one user to another. Like if I have some ETH, I want to transfer it to Shihas. That is the first type of transaction. Then there is second type of transaction, that is creating your application. That application has some code to it. That code has to be deployed, has to be run on this system, on this nodes, on this Ethereum protocol. So doing the deployment of that code is the second type of transaction that is there on Ethereum blockchain. The third is, now that application has been deployed, now the application that is deployed onto the blockchain is going to take care of that application that creates your backend of your application. So after the deployment, users are going to use this application, this code. So to use this, to call this function, to call this application, this is the third type of transaction. So these are the major 3 types of transaction that we see, and making it to get these transactions more in a speedy way. The scalability matters, and right now it's in boom. It has increased its scalability, which was a bit challenge because of the increase in applications on Ethereum, but within the community they have decided and they have developed and created a merge. So moving to the next, that is features of Ethereum. Are there any questions till now what we have covered? I know it might be a bit overwhelming or too much of information, but I'm trying to like, you are here on weekend, so like to make this useful for everyone and to make this concept as simple as possible. So but still, if there are any questions, please ask away, and if my pace is fine or you want me to go more slow. Okay, taking that there are no questions. Yes, I see in the chat Nikhil has some question. How to make Ethereum transactions? Well, that is a very good question, Nikhil. But I would request you to wait till the end of the session. I am going to show how the transactions are going to happen. So in the might be in couple of slides, I'm going to show it, and then we'll come back to your questions again. Okay, taking that as there are no more questions, I'm moving to the next subtopic, that is features of Ethereum. Now, these features are related to Ethereum. First is cryptocurrency. Now, the cryptocurrency that is used in Ethereum is ETH. Now, this ETH is, again, you can say, a fuel to keep the ecosystem running. This ETH is used as a fund, as well as it's used as a gas fee. Now, when I talk about gas, it is something that the user has to pay to validate the transactions. So basically, some amount of ETH is going to be deducted from the user's account when the transaction is going to take place. So it's a cryptocurrency. Yes, ETH is a cryptocurrency in Ethereum. It is a fuel. It is used as a gas fee for making the transaction happen. These ETH are used to reward the validators, the miners, to validate your transaction, to validate your blocks. There is certain formula that is used to calculate your transaction fee, which is then deducted from users in the form of ETH, and then this is given to the validator, the miners, as a reward. So the reward system happens with the use of the cryptocurrency ETH. Next is smart contract. Now, for time being, just forget about the word smart contract. Can anybody tell me like what is contract in general? Like in day-to-day use, we use the term contract. So what is the contract? Please unmute yourself and answer. And I'm sure everybody is familiar with this word, and you must have used it in anywhere in your life. You can put it in the chat. That's also fine. But I want this session to be interactive. So
Terms and conditions, Nikita.
terms and yes, correct. Agreement, correct. What else?
Decision making.
Decision making based on those terms. Yes.
Yes.
Correct. Okay. So making like whatever the decision making, the agreement, the making it overall a definition of it. It is a agreement between two parties. There is party one, there is party two. There are terms and conditions to some application, to some conditions, and they both has to uh, give a positive yes to that conditions. Agreement has to happen on these conditions, and then we can say that it's a contract, it's a deal. Correct? Completing certain obligations. Correct, Nikhil? So yeah, but what happened in this contract? There is party A, there is party B, there is one middle person who is going to make party A, party B come together, read out or explain these terms and conditions, make them understand these terms and conditions. In this process, these are humans. There can be a minor or major some obligations to it, like they might misinterpret the conditions and all of these things. In this, there might be a loss. There is very to and fro. A party A has to come, party B has to come, a middle person has to come. So what happens in Ethereum is that these terms and conditions, whatever your conditions are there, to make that transaction happen, to make that choice to be executed, there is these conditions written in the form of code, which is going to be executed after that conditions are met. And all of this, writing a code, making these conditions work, there definitely there is a party A, party B. There are conditions given by the party A. There are party B has to verify and give a positive yes to these conditions, and then this is going to be executed by a machine. Therefore, it is called a smart contract. Now, this smart contract is written by a developer, deployed whatever the conditions you have, deployed onto the blockchain. Blockchain is going to keep your application smart contract there. Whoever wants to be part of that contract, whoever agrees to those conditions, are going to call this application, and they are going to be part of that application, and the transaction is going to happen using the smart contract. There is no middleware. Everything that is happening is through the machine, through the smart contract. The conditions are already been given there. The party B has to agree onto these conditions. That is how the contract, the code of contract is executed by machine, since known as smart contract. And this is also deployed onto the blockchain, where blockchain is going to take care of your application. So there is no middleware. So that so there is no so that it becomes completely decentralized. No middle authority is there to execute this. Now, when we talk about coding, then there has to be a coding language. So to make it easier and friendly with respect to blockchain, the community came up with its own blockchain related developing language called as Solidity, which is specific to Ethereum, which is most used on Ethereum. But then there came again different blockchains which were inspired by Ethereum. Like if you have heard about Polygon, Binance, these blockchain also support Solidity as a language. So when the question arises, like if I want to start with developing language for for to become a blockchain developer, which is the language that has to be started? So it's Solidity that you can start with. It's very easy. Let me tell you this, it's very easy. Irrespective you are from technical background, non-technical background, doesn't matter. It's very easy. You just lot of resources there, and go through there and you can learn on your own also. And there are many courses that also have this like the course that teach you the Solidity as a language. Now, next, moving to an EVM, that is Ethereum Virtual Machine. So, to make everyone come onto one page, the protocol has to be there. So, EVM is Ethereum Virtual Machine is basically a software which have all the things that are required, irrespective of you are a developer. If you want to be a part of the network as a miner, as a validator, you install this software and it will give you an environment to be a part of that network with respect to your role. So I'm not going into the depths of it. I don't want to overwhelm you with this, but for time being, you can keep this in mind. It is a software, it is an environment that makes you a participant of the Ethereum network. Now, moving to DApp, that is decentralized application. So over the years, we have like revolutionized the IT, the applications, the one-click applications and whatnot. So when we first started like on the internet, the only thing that we had was Web 1, that is static websites. Only information was there. You click on the link, you would get an information with that, and that's about it. Then more research happened, more work happened. Then we came to the era of Web 2, where like on a click of a button, the actions were happening. Like now to the latest of it, you can book your tickets to your airlines, to your trains, to your movie tickets, etc. On a click of a button, you can tell anyone where you are and all of these things. So that was Web 2, where user was giving the information, that is requesting a server to give a response with the given information that have provided. For example, if we take a simple example of sign up of a login, you provide your credential, your username, your password. You go into the application of you have the access to whatever application that have you logged in. So you request by giving your credentials, and in response you get the access to that application. Might be like you get the information on that application, might be any more actions that has like the booking of something, like transferring of money or whatever it is. So that was the era of Web 2. But in this, what happened is like this request response happened with the help of all those things, all those request response APIs that we call was on single machine, on a single server. There were, so client who is going to request the information are n number of the, but this the machine that is responsible to give the response is single machine, a single server. If that goes down, the whole system goes down. Whole system goes down. The client are requesting, but there is no response. So that is one of the challenge of centralized Web 2 environment. Again, your data is again given to that one server who has the authority, the who is going to maintain that server, has the access to your information. Like the best, like everybody talks about, like the Facebook, the Google has all your information, whatever you browse, whatever your locations, everything. So then came Web3, where user is responsible for its own data. There is no central authority. There is a distributed network. This is going to be governed by a community. Even though the blockchain is the Ethereum is invented by Vitalik Buterin, he is not running those nodes. He doesn't have the authority on this blockchain to make any changes or to have the access through data. It is that the community that has built and that are contributing to this blockchain are part of this blockchain. It's not that he is making up the rules. It's not even if a protocol comes up, there is a decentralized voting system that happens where this community is responsible to make this decision. Not even Vitalik Buterin himself can take all the decisions by himself. There is community that is going to take. So that makes, like, people has the authority of their own data on their own self. They don't have to depend on one central authority and give the whole access to the data to that one central authority, because it's a distributed peer-to-peer network. So DApp, the backend of it, is not a single server. It's a distributed network. It is a peer-to-peer network. Then when you deploy your contract onto this blockchain, then there is a Web3 that is your middleware that is going to communicate between user and the blockchain. And then again, the user interface is developed in the front-end technologies that we have, like HTML, CSS, React, Angular, and all of these. But the backend that was centralized in Web 2 is decentralized Web 3 in blockchain. Therefore, the applications are termed as decentralized applications. Okay, moving to the next and the last feature, that is DAO, that is decentralized autonomous organization. So within the organization as well, if there is any decision has to be taken, it's not taken by a single authority. A voting system happens. Again, this voting system, whatever the conditions are there to take up the decision, this is done within a contract, within the code that is deployed onto the blockchain. Then whoever is responsible to take this decision has to be part of that network. He or she, the participant, would vote onto this decision that has to be made. And depending upon this decision, now irrespective of what are the votes, whether like it has to be a 60% yes, 70% no, 60% yes, 40% no, whatever it is, and depending upon that percentage, whatever the result has to come out, that is calculated by the machine. So there is very less chance of any manhandle or manipulation to the votes, or calculation, irrespective if it's like unconsciously, consciously, it won't happen, because all those conditions, all the votes are collected into this smart contract, and then this smart contract is executed to give you that result. So DAO is a DAO, because of the decentralization, because of the smart contract, this concept came into existence and it is booming through the market. Even though the big organizations are taking this up for the organization, making it more decentralized, making it more transparent for users as well as whoever is going to be part of that organization to understand this. Now, you would say that like if there is like if the even though it is executed by the smart contract, it might go wrong. It might go wrong in case the condition is not uh, given properly into the smart contract. So to make this smart contract work properly, it's not that anybody can go and deploy it. There is a process that goes into it. The developer is going to develop this contract. It is going to test this contract on its own machine. Then this is going to be tested on a testing network. So these blockchains have, even though those are public, they also have their test network, so that in before going on to the mainnet, it is well versed, well tested. And there are also auditing services that we have, where the contracts are audited by these companies, these service providers. They audit according to the requirement statement. They give us the report. They have these algorithms, the huge mathematical algorithms who is going to audit your contract. So there is very minor chance of going wrong with it with respect to the centralized system that we have. So that's about features. We'll move to the next topic. Before that, we can take up like Q&A for 2 minutes if there are, till now what we have learned till now. Because in the next, we are going to start with use case and the tools that are going to be used. So here the first one is like the first part is covered, where the to understand the ecosystem of blockchain was there.
Nikita, there is a query from Rajesh. Here's it.
Yeah, I see.
Rajesh, could you specify a query either in the chat or directly to Nikita? Rajesh.
Dilip, I also saw your question. We are going to cover that part, like how is the market for smart contract development in a bit. I request you to wait till that slide, and if it's still not answered, we'll take up your question there. Right now, please ask if you have any
Sure,
questions.
Nikita. Yeah.
Can you give a high-level overview on blockchain without involving cryptocurrency? Okay. So when we talk about blockchain, every blockchain has its own cryptocurrency. It has to be there. Why? Because the transactions that take up on these blockchains, or whatever fund is required to maintain these blockchains, to get the rewards to these miners, they are going to get the need those cryptocurrency to maintain that blockchain. What are use cases apart from blockchain that we are going to see in this part of it? Again, the cryptocurrency that I'm talking about used as a tool, used as a service to maintain the blockchain, to have some value to it. Otherwise, anybody can be a part of network and be a validator, and they has to get some paid version to paid service to be part of that network. And it has to be it doesn't have to be bogus. If we don't provide any value to it, anybody would be a part of the network, and we don't want that. So cryptocurrency is used as a transaction fee for that network. Every blockchain is going to have different cryptocurrency. Like for Bitcoin, we have BTC. For Ethereum, we have ETH. For Polygon, we have Matic. For Algorand, we have something called as Algo. So these cryptocurrencies are respect to blockchains, but these blockchains main motive is not for the trading purpose or anything. The main motive is to develop applications. But when we talk about developing these applications, the transactions happens by giving a transaction fee. So this is used for those. I hope I was able to answer your question, Rajesh. Okay. Now, to also to carry on with your question and also our session's next topic, that is use cases of Ethereum. So uh, it's like I stated in the previous of the class itself, blockchain is not just cryptocurrency anymore. It is about developing applications, making it more transparent, making it more secure, making it more quick. So these are few of them I have listed here. There are many more that we have. So moving to the very first, that is decentralized finance. If anything, the blockchain as a technology that is used is in finance, in like it is used in many sectors, but finance is like a very boom or very much used blockchain as it. Here is first example, that is Uniswap. So Uniswap is a decentralized platform where the liquidity pools, like the swap, like the trade of these tokens, the cryptocurrency happen within the seconds of time. Like when we talk about centralized, okay, when we talk about centralized, we have something called as order book that is used. So it might take time to do that transaction, but in case of decentralized finance, Uniswap is the best example where you can trade in within the seconds within, and it is completely decentralized. It is also one of the project that was boomed in like in a couple of years. Like it started in something like 2019, and currently it is at its peak. And this works, the liquidity pools, the swapping of tokens, the trading of the tokens, everything happens with a smart contract with onto the Ethereum blockchain. You can check out their pools. I think I'll you can directly Google Uniswap, and you would go to there. You can be also part of that. You just need a MetaMask, that is a wallet, to be a part of that. We'll take that in a bit, but yeah, that's one of the use case of finance. We also have like in finance, we also have insurance as one of the major factor. So this is also that is going on in the market. Like there is this use case, if I'm not wrong, it Etherseek or something. So it's an airplane use case where what happens is like you pay for your travel insurance, and depending upon your flight delay, like if it's a hour, it's a half an hour or whatever, depending upon that, you are going to get your refund or whatever the penalty they have given for that. And this, you don't have to go to their help desk and ask for them, nothing, because that is developed on a smart contract. It is automatically going to give you the penalty. So finance being one of it, like the from AMM machines, like the automated market maker, which is the alternative to the order book that we have for centralized systems. These use cases use AMMs like Uniswap. Apart from that, we have Compound, Aave, Avalanche. Then like I suggested, insurance is taking a boom from this, where insurance companies are doing it onto the making these insurance onto the blockchain, where the transaction is happening automatically because of the smart contracts, and there is no middle where or you have to go to the person and give your notice to it or anything. You put in your conditions and automatically the transactions is going to happen for you. The next very is digital identity. Now many of times what happens is like there is a bogus of like the duplicacy of the identity, or even like people do this false identity uh, what we say is false identity record. But if this is going to go onto the blockchain, it is going to be verified. it is going to be validated. Anybody, since it would be onto the network, anybody can fetch it. You don't have to go and physically show your identity. So one of those is Civic, which is the global identity manager, where your identity is recorded by them, by the to the organization, which is recorded onto the blockchain. You will get some ID or something, you pull that up and you can directly show your identity. Now in this, of course, for to make your identity go onto the network, first you have to like scan a few copies, gives a few details, and that can be done. Now, the next question is arise, like it's public. How can we give our identity to the public network? How can we upload our identities onto the public? Why, like it's not not anybody would be comfortable doing that. But you have to understand here that it's not like your information is directly go onto the network. Whatever information you are going to give, that is going to be decrypted, that is going to be into the hash of it, and that hash is going to go onto the blockchain. So it's not that your actual data is going, but this hash, whenever you upload your data onto the network, this hash is going to be in return, you get some hash. This hash, whenever you want to validate it, you give this hash. They will check this hash. If it's match, then that's your identity. So this is one type of how the identity management works. There can be different mechanism also, but let's assure that not actual data is there onto the public network. It is in the form of decryption or something like that. So that is the second use case we have, that is digital identity. I think if we talk about identities, there is one more. I think it was into making of it, and I don't know if it's live or not. There was this LinkedIn on blockchain. So if your identity is onto the blockchain, so there are no bogus LinkedIn profiles, whether for its hiring for or you like the trainee or anything. These are verified users. Then we have like your job is going to be verified by your manager or by your HR, so you get that verified, and all of this is onto the blockchain. So there is no tampering of the data. So that was one of the use case, and if I get the name or something, I'll share it across. But yeah, that was one of it. Then we have token launches. So like in if anybody has heard about IPO, ICOs work in the similar way, that is initial coin offering. So whenever a startup or any organization needs a crowdfunding, they go on to these networks, and they for the getting of the funds, and these funds are done with these tokens that are there onto the network. So these tokens that I'm talking, these are not cryptocurrency. These are tokens. These can be utility tokens, or security tokens, or anything. These tokens are built onto the blockchain, but the applications use them as some kind of value to it. Those can be used to bring up their service, to use their service. So what they do is they go into the form of crowdfunding, where people can buy these tokens and they can reveal some services or some part of that organization. So BNT, that is Bancor, is one of the very good example. It's again a service provider company, but they're like within a couple of years, because of this ICOs, because of the crowdfunding part, it was in a boom, and it's still in a boom. Moving to the next, that is enterprise Ethereum. Now, all of these that I have listed, Samsung Group, JP Morgan, MasterCard, all of these have some product that they sell, the physical product that they have, that they sell. So each of these has supply chain to it. If you look at the centralized supply chain, there is too much of paperwork, to and fro monetary things. There are mails going on to and fro, and there is no live real-time data unless there is some person sitting there and giving the live updates. Again, it's a person. It might miss some of the updates. It might, he or she might uh, be a tidbit late to update. And so for all of these, blockchain came into picture. So all of these companies are using supply chain as a blockchain application and using it for their products. And these are the names that I have given few. There are n number of uh, uh, companies that are using this. Again, when I talk about enterprise Ethereum, it might be a private blockchain. Ethereum is a public blockchain, but when we talk about enterprise blockchain or private blockchain, Ethereum do provide it with it. Next, I think everybody is familiar with non-fungible tokens, that is NFTs, where the digital format of any of the asset happens. So it can be anything. Nowadays, it's not just arts and music, it's also luxurious goods, or the like limited edition shoes, limited edition watches, everything. All of these can be NFTized, and there are huge platforms where there is bidding, trading of these cryptocurrencies happening. Or again, all of these go onto the blockchain. The verification can be done, the transfer of ownership is done. So a few of the platforms, to name few, are CryptoKitties and OpenSea. OpenSea and Rarible are these NFT marketplace where the trading happen, or like the but CryptoKitties is one of the games. It is based on NFTs. These kitties are basically NFTs, and they run for you, and the trading happen. It's you. One would think that it's just a game, but people are crazy about it, and people are crazy about playing this game with CryptoKitties. Next, but very important, like health applications. One of the use case that I have given is medical chain. So when it's a simple thing, like a patient goes from one doctor to another, he has to carry that file every time for all the records. They have n number of papers. You are, or even if on the phone, if even if you have a PDF, you have to store it very properly somewhere in the phones. It might misplace or something, but because of blockchain, they have taken these records. Even if you change your doctor, these records remain onto the blockchain. You can just go type in your, give in your some credential, and they can take up your records and start with the procedure. You don't have to physically take those records and carry it everywhere with you. This is one of the medical chain that is there, which is actually I think it's live, that if I'm not wrong, a German organization that is doing that. But yeah, that's one of it. Also, insurance is one of the very major factor that works in health health sector. So that also comes here when we talk about health applications. So yeah, moving to the next, that is tools for building on Ethereum. Well, here I have listed few of them which are specific to Ethereum. How to make Ethereum transaction, and one more question, how to convert Ethereum to INR. Okay, the transaction part, Ethereum transaction, I'm going to show you in this slide. The next, that is Ethereum to INR. I am not very sure if I'm the right person to answer that because I'm a developer, and there are trading applications that do this thing, but I'm not very sure like which application does that. Maybe you can in India you can try on BNC, that is Binance, or WazirX. It's from Binance only, so I think you can check that out. But seriously, I'm not the right person to talk about that. Yeah. So tools and resources for building on Ethereum. So Git is basically where your project is situated onto the one, so that if the team is working, they can use that, the common factory, the repository of files of the project that is there. It's very easy. You just have to log in onto that, and the guidelines are there. I'm not going to waste too much time on these. I'm just pointing out like which are the tools that are needed to develop an application. Then Node.js, that is used for like developing, if you want to use centralized database or to write the APIs if you want to. I'm going to quickly move to this very part of it. That is, first is Remix IDE. So Remix IDE is basically application which can be a desktop application as well as web application, uh, where it gives you an autonomous blockchain. You can develop your contract, you can deploy your contract, you can test your contract, you can deploy your contract onto the test network using this tool. Before I go forward, I just want to ask, is it okay to like extend this session for more like 10 minutes? I'll try to wrap it up before that, but is everyone okay with that?
Request everyone to put it up in the chat if you're okay with the extension for more than 10 minutes, please.
Okay. I'm taking that as a yes. To those who wants to who can't wait, you can take a screenshot of this or write up the name, and you can go like research on these tools on your own. I think that this is like second last topic of it. So yeah. So I'll quickly give you the like the overview of it. Just a second. Before that, I'll start one application. Okay. So moving to the first, that is Remix, I'm going to show. Okay. So this is like it's a web tool here. You can also have a software of it and download it on your machine. So here it provides you with like you can develop your contract here. If I have one, I can show it. Okay, so here is something. This is a contract that is written in a Solidity language. Basically, this contract just checks for the value, for the ownership of the contract. Then if you go ahead, if you see, it provides you with these accounts. These are 10 accounts that they have given for the testing purpose of it, and they have provided with 100 dummy ethers. These are dummy ethers. These are only applicable for this tool, so that you can like you can like do the testing part of it on this particular IDE. So it's an environment that they have given for the developers to develop their contract, test their contract, deploy their contract. Then also using this, you can also deploy your contract onto the blockchain, onto the test net of Ethereum. So for that, you need a wallet. Now, many of them ask like how you do the transaction. So this is one of the wallet, a web-based wallet. Also, it has it is also a mobile application. You can also install it in your mobile. So basically, just a second. Yeah. So this is like you can go to the Chrome extension, you can download it, and by default it gives you the first account. Now this account has a public key to it, and there are few websites which gives you this ethers, which are for the testing purpose of it. So currently I have, this is one of the testing network of Ethereum, that is Goerli. So in that I have 0.1504 ETH, Goerli ETH for the testing purpose. It is similar to mainnet, so that the developers can test before going on to the mainnet, because mainnet, again, it's an actual blockchain. It requires funds, it requires actual ETH to do the transaction. So yeah, so yeah, so if anybody wants to send ETH, that is the first type of transaction that we have onto the onto Remix, no, sorry, onto Ethereum blockchain. So what you have to do is you just have to paste the public address of the receiver who you want to send this. Now currently I have like two accounts here. I'm selecting, I am onto my first account, transferring these test it to second account. I can give whatever number I want to give. And once I do that, I don't have enough, so I'm going to ignore it. But you can provide some number here, whatever ETH that you want to give. And once you click on next and confirm, it is going to transfer your ETH. Now, for example, if I want to send one ETH, it's not the one ETH that is going to be deducted from my account. It is more than that, because one ETH plus transaction fee that is calculated, that is going to go to the miner, that much amount is going to be deducted from the sender's account. Now, the third type of transaction that we are going to do, or like that is going to happen, is one is by Remix IDE. Here, you can connect your MetaMask. Okay. Yeah, so once you connect your MetaMask, and if you click on deploy, your MetaMask is going to pop, and you have to just confirm that transaction. But see here, the MetaMask pops up. It gives you like, this is the fees that is going to be required to deploy this contract, and you just have to confirm and your transaction would happen. Now, the other way, that is, if you want to do the transaction from your own application, you have like front end and everything. In that case, Web3 JS library comes into picture. So where you have to integrate that library with your application to do that. So yeah, there we covered like two of the tools, that is Remix and MetaMask. Okay, so the truffle and hard hat is basically a environment, a software they provide, which gives you a basic setup of the project, where you can like, it's a folder. It has different folders where you have your contract, where you have your front end, your database, your APIs, your Web3. So Truffle and Hard Hat are just softwares where they give you the environment to create your application. Now moving to the next, that is Ganache. Okay, so this is something like, again, this is a simulation of blockchain, a private blockchain. So this is your blockchain. It is going to provide you again with 10 or something those of the addresses along with their ETH. You can integrate this blockchain using the configuration like networks, network configuration and everything. And you can also integrate this blockchain with your MetaMask, so that your blockchain and your application is connected, and you can do the transaction using the wallet. Okay, it is going to take some time to load, so I'll do one thing. Okay, this looks yum. Yeah, so I got the picture here. Okay, mine also started. So here you can see they have given you few addresses using, so this is your network basically, with some dummy ETH. There they have given you configuration. You can use this to integrate with your application. You can check whenever you do the transaction, your transaction history would be here. Then even the block history would be here. If you have any contracts, that would be onto this. So basically, Truffle Hard Hat is your software which is going to give you the environment to develop the applications. Ganache is your network. Ganache is your private blockchain. You can do that also in integrating with the test network or mainnet, and then MetaMask is your wallet to do the transactions. Yes. So moving to the next part. So for the Q&As for these 2-3 topics, I'll take it up at the very end once we cover up the all the slides here. So these are few of the screenshots that I have provided from the research team, from the renowned organizations like Gartner, who have stated that blockchain is boom and it is going to keep on increasing, because till some extent, very few people have realized that it's, when we talk about blockchain, it's not just Bitcoin, it's not just cryptocurrency. It comes with its own very good features that are used to develop the applications, and it is being used in multiple sectors, or rather I would say in every sector, and it is increasing day by day. So now, if they are going to they are going to come up with these applications. So for these applications to run, they are going to need developers, blockchain developers, as well as Web3 developers. This is just one part of it. This is just one profile that we have as a developer. There are other profiles as well, like the blockchain architecture, the blockchain solution architecture, the blockchain consultant, and all of this. So definitely market is booming. It's a new technology. You might think it's a risk, but that's what you have to go forward. But each and every research, each and every analysis has come to the conclusion that blockchain is the future of tech, and it is people are going to adopt to it. So like, market is opening up for developers, for architects, for consultants, for each and every sector that is related to blockchain. Market is opening up. And if anybody is thinking of taking this technology up, it is the right time. It is a diamond time. It's a gold time that you have to start learning and developing and taking up the roles, basically. So if you want to have these roles, you need to learn this technology. So here is the roadmap that I have given. So first, you understand the concepts of blockchain, understand what is cryptonomics, tokenomics. Then to start the blockchain as a career, you have to start somewhere which is easy, so that you can move to the hard part of it. So public blockchain is the easiest way of starting a blockchain as for the development, to understand blockchain, to understand applications, to develop solutions onto it. So I have given here Ethereum, which is the first public blockchain. You would find tons and tons of content and free content around it, and even very good courses. If you want to have like a professional learning to it, very good courses. We have our own, that is certified Ethereum developer program. We have designed it in such a way that whatever the market requires for a developer to develop the applications. So from the very scratch, keeping in mind that the participant who is going to learn this technology, or who is going to take up this course, can be from technical or non-technical background. So anybody can take this up. We have this course from the very word blockchain till you can develop your own application. Till you complete this course, you have 2 projects on your resume, so you can showcase that you have an hands-on experience for developing the projects. And I am very positive that you would be thorough with the concepts as well as the technicalities of it. So then, as the slide suggests, then understand the solidity and then get the hands-on experience to it. Now, this roadmap that I have shown is with respect to blockchain development developers wise. But when we talk about architect and consultant as well, you need to understand the technology. So you have to start from somewhere. So I would definitely suggest to start from public blockchain, and Ethereum is the easiest of all. So you can understand and get the hands-on on it. Recently, Shreya, if I'm not wrong, we are also having an advanced DeFi program that is launched, right? That is
Yeah,
live.
it
Yeah.
is live
So
right
in
now.
yeah, that is right. So in that, more depths to the DeFi part of it, like which we covered on to the when we were looking at the use cases, like when I talk about liquidity pools, AMMs, even insurance, layer 2 solutions like Polygon, Binance, all of this is covered into the advanced part of it. Um, so yeah, so I think that is all from my side. Let's take up the Q&A, but before that, we'll be having another webinar scheduled on the next Saturday from 11 to 12 a.m. again. And thank you, everyone. You have been an excellent audience. So yeah, let's take up the Q&A. Dilip, I think I hope I answered your question that was related to transaction, and I think Rajesh also asked the same question. I hope by the end of the session, or by the end of the slides, I was able to answer your questions.
Yeah. Uh, so hi Nikita.
Yeah, hey.
Yeah, so your session was really good. I really enjoyed it. So very clearly you told, okay, and really your PPT is also well prepared. I think I have contacted you also through LinkedIn for the blockchain training. Okay,
Okay.
and whatever the Ethereum program that you have for the developer, how many days it will take for that program to complete? And I am not into blockchain right now. I am working as a senior QA with 12 years of experience. For my kind of profiles, I understand that we need to learn the basics of the blockchain technology and the technical part of it. But do we really need to become the developer or any other roles that you would suggest?
Um, like development is something that you can start with since you have so much knowledge.
Mm-hmm,
Definitely, you can also opt for other roles that we have. Like I just suggested, solution architect and
mm-hmm.
consultant. But like even if you go for these roles, you need to have the technicalities to it, right? Even if you're going to
Understand. Agreed. Agreed. Agreed.
you need to like go into that mud and have your hands dirty.
Yeah,
So
I
I
completely
think,
agreed.
yeah, so
Completely
I
agreed.
think
Yeah.
you should go with the course because it is very in depth.
Mm-hmm,
Even though you opt for other courses,
mm-hmm.
this would definitely come in hand to have those roles. And
Okay.
my suggestion would be for like to have that experience for a year or so at least to go to the higher profiles.
Okay. So Nikita, as you said, as a part of that course, you are providing couple of projects that we can showcase on the resume, right?
Correct, correct.
And we don't need to say that, I have some experience. We don't need to fake the experience. That is clear,
Not
right?
at all. You would have your own code with you. You can put it on your GitHub link. You can showcase it. You would be having that project on your own machine. If anybody says like show it to me, give me the demo, you can do it on your own. Everything is up to like everything is on you.
Yeah, understand.
There's nothing that is going to
We
because after your project, the evaluation of your project is going to be done by the experts of Snapper Future Tech, the blockchain experts of Snapper Future Tech,
mhm.
and then only you are going to get the certificate. So we are also going to validate your project, and then only you are going to get the certification. So
Yeah,
nothing
yeah.
that will
Understand,
fall.
understand. So if that is the case, while applying for the jobs, if we showcase the projects, whatever you give as a part of the course, so how can we attract the opportunities in that way?
Definitely, definitely. Because you have the hands-on, right? You have
Of
worked
course.
on it, and that showcases your skills. And it's nowadays it's not the certification, or it's not your credits for your certification. It's like, what's your experience, what's
Understand. And
your
yeah,
skills. So
yeah.
that is going to portray on your projects. And even if like you are going to you are going to do it on your own, so there won't be a doubt like how is it done.
Hmm. So in that way also we can expect some good pay by the end of the day.
Definitely, definitely. As I stated, market is opening up and it's crazy. If anybody wants to switch, it's like a golden time to do that right now.
And also, Nikita, I think one last question, I heard that there is some freelancing is also available in this area. Is it?
That's always there, but you need to have that skills to do that. So you need
Mhm.
to learn first. Yes, definitely.
Okay. And last one, how much time it takes actually? Sorry for asking
Um,
many questions.
So
it's
Nikita,
Uh,
let
fine.
me take
So
this up from the program point of view. So let me just share the screen once. Dilip, are you able to see the screen?
yeah, sure, Sihas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I hijacked your session, but I
no,
think the portraying it like this would be better. So, as everyone can see, there are three programs that we're offering at the moment. One is an introductory program, which is for all attendees. It's for free. Dilip, I hope you received the voucher coupon for.
Yes, 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 yes. I
Yeah,
got, I got.
great. This is specifically for it's kind of an intermediate program, the certified Ethereum developer program, which is there. It's kind of
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say it's just intermediate because there is a project also. It has an advanced level. So any
Mm-hmm.
fresher or student who wants to start their blockchain career could opt for this program. Okay. But a person
Okay.
with your level of experience in the industry, this program, if you see, it's not for students. It's actually only for working profession, the deep dive into decentralized finance. We've
Mm-hmm.
just now got it aligned with Future Skills Prime.
Okay.
This is also a NASCOM certified program. So I'll go through the
Okay.
programs one by one. So when you go to the decentralized DeFi program, it is
Okay.
aligned with NASCOM Future Skills Prime's National Occupational Standards. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When you speak about blockchain, there's a lot of question that we encounter. What about the credibility of the certification? Do you have any global
Okay.
accreditation given? So actually,
Okay.
there's only one which is recognized globally, which is by Linux Foundation, that is CHFA and CHFT. And
Mm-hmm.
they're going to be soon launching a new certification, and these two will become obsolete. When it comes to other certification, it's not there is no certification as such which is globally recognized. So the question comes, is there something which is nationally recognized? Okay. So
Okay.
since we are an ASCOM partner, we are able to issue certificates which has a credibility of Ministry of MeitY, Ministry of Electronics and Telecom Information Technology. Okay.
Okay.
So this is backed by Government of India. The certificate is nationally recognized. You have credibility over others that, okay, you've done a program under Government of India initiative from NASCOM. It's a deep skilling program. It's not just a high level program. It takes around 4 to 5 months if you're doing it on your own. But this is something that we are going to announce, and on 1st of June, we are going to
Mm-hmm.
start this program as a hybrid mode. Meaning, if you purchase the program right now, you can access the content. But from 1st
Okay.
June, there will be a batch formed of 10 to 15. We are having a limited batch size of working professionals.
Okay.
We'll be having regular sessions on weekdays from Monday, on alternative days, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. 1 hour session. So 3 hour sessions every week, which will have a tracking. We'll be having milestones. Every
Okay.
every session has an agenda. For example, I'm just taking an example here. If it's starting on 1st June, 1st June's agenda would be introduction to blockchain. So we've already gone through the content. We'll be doing a summary. We'll be taking your Q&A on this, like whatever your queries are, we'll be resolving. So the target is
Mm-hmm.
introduction to blockchain. So you'll come your other day, like the next week, the target would be blockchain basic concept. After that, the target would be advanced concepts. So we have these milestones that we have to achieve till the time you go down to the project. So that is the reason why I'm saying that, DeFi program is more inclined, it is more beneficial for working professionals having 5+ years of experience and
Mm-hmm.
want to get into the technicalities of blockchain. You being in QA, there's one of the rules which is there in blockchain. It's called as a smart contract auditor.
Okay.
Being a smart contract auditor also, because look, these smart contracts are going to get implemented into use cases which deals around finance. Okay,
Yeah.
so whatever transactions or whatever handling is done, functionalities, it is very critical in nature because it revolves around assets. So there cannot be loopholes. Okay, so there is a expertise which is required in auditing these smart contracts because once it's deployed, it's deployed. You cannot
Yeah,
change it.
definitely.
Correct?
Definitely.
So
Yeah.
that's somewhere that you can play a role, but for that, it cannot be a high level understanding of it. You need to have in depth understanding. You may not work as a developer, but you can have a career which is in auditing. You can do that. You're getting, but for that, you need to have development expertise. You need to understand the technicalities. You need to know how contracts are written, deployed. All those aspects needs to be covered. So this
Yeah,
is the
agreed.
problem.
Agreed, yes. But
Hmm.
can someone directly get into this DeFi course by
Yes,
skipping the
yes,
first one,
yes.
second one?
Yes, only prerequisite is that you should have some coding basics. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
But software development, look, you being a QA, obviously you have been involved in the software development life cycle, right? You know how project is developed.
Yeah, yeah, complete SD
Exactly.
life cycle. I know, as a part of the daily work, also, working in Agile, closely working with all the developers and stakeholders. That is fine. That is fine.
Correct.
So
So
since you have already a couple of programs, one for the introductory and the other one is Ethereum, and the third one, if somebody wants to get in, can they directly jump into the third one?
they can. Because if you see the
It
starting
covers everything,
modules,
right?
yeah, the starting modules are same. Dilip. If you see, if you compare Ethereum developer and DeFi, the starting modules are same till the time the theory is covered. Post
Okay.
that technicalities are taken, then it becomes a little more advanced. DApp, DeFi, token forking, layer two solutions. These are not covered in Ethereum developer. Okay. So there is no
Yeah.
prerequisite that you have to do first certified Ethereum developer and then come here.
Mm-hmm.
Or there is no prerequisite like that. You can directly start off with DeFi because it starts with introduction only. Introduction.
Understand. Will you help us in preparing the resume and all,
Yeah, definitely we can help you with that.
and in the placement assistance also?
Yes, since we are connected in the blockchain space and we have one of the top 30 influencers, Kamlesh Nagware. So there through references, definitely. We do get requirements from different companies. We are a part of a lot of, we're connected to a lot of startups which are there in India and medium
Mm-hmm.
companies. So definitely we can assist you with that.
Yeah. Okay. So experience is not a problem here. Since
No,
somebody is having 12 or 15, that doesn't matter at all.
no, no. But as I said, DeFi is more focused towards professionals having at least 3+ years of experience, I would say. Experience in the
Mm-hmm.
IT industry, having some
Okay.
knowledge, because it's a very exhaustive program. It's very at a very advanced level, but it's a step-by-step program. It takes time. And that's the reason we have going in a hybrid mode. We're not just going to give you a video and then you have to do the program on your own. Rather, we'll
Okay.
have batches starting 1st of June. We'll be having
Mm-hmm.
batches wherein we'll be, as I said, we'll do a summary of the module and take in your queries as well and assist you with the project development also, which is not there in certified Ethereum developer because it's not that at an advanced level. It's not too technical, but it's a good platform for freshers to start their career. You can actually
Okay.
enter the market. It's a good platform for freshers, I would say. Your Q&A questions
And
are there, support is there, but their dedicated batch is followed for 3 months to complete your program.
yeah, I understand. See, it's basically the DeFi area is on the rise, right? It is
Right,
also growing.
right, exactly. And we are also planning, since there were a lot of queries around cryptocurrency, decentralized finance, the next session we are planning to have it on that, on decentralized finance, an overview on it, on that
E-
cryptocurrency front. And most probably, it will be taken by Prashant Surana. He's the co-founder of the company and is also known as the Bitcoin man of India. Big name in the crypto space. I think he's there
Mhm.
in the session, if I'm not wrong. Prashant, are you there?
And so here's why I'm asking these many
Yeah, yeah, I'm
questions
there.
is that
Dilip, your questions are welcome. We are here for that.
no. Why I'm asking these many questions is that when I spoke to few developers from the LinkedIn and all everybody's saying that this blockchain space is like a roller coaster. So that is why I'm just thinking whether to get into this space or not. Okay, that is why.
Look, more on the blockchain space being a roller coaster thing is because of the crypto alignment. Here, the major thing that Nikita had emphasized in the beginning, that blockchain is beyond cryptocurrency. So a lot of the
Yes.
sentiment which is attached, it's related to the crypto fluctuation which happens. But if you see the enterprise level, the adoption is actually happening from the government also, right? Government of India is being proactive about implementing solutions in different e-governance solutions. So, as well as companies in India. And when you come to, as I said, it's important to have this clarity. A lot of people, they associated with the cryptocurrency part itself. They don't look at the enterprise side of it. What you hear in the news and all, it's all about cryptocurrency going up and down and all that, right? And that's why the perception is like that.
Yeah. Understand, yes. Thank you so much for asking, giving the answers. Thank you, Nikita.
Yeah.
So
I would take up one last question, and then we can wrap it up. The blockchain developers should have about cryptocurrency, right? The Rajesh asked this question. To answer your question, you don't have to like you do need to know the concept of cryptocurrency, but the applications that we develop are beyond cryptocurrency. So theoretical knowledge of it is enough, and to understand those, it won't take much time to understand cryptocurrency. So development wise, if you're talking, to have a hands-on onto the language and DApp and Web3, these more come into the picture. I hope I was able to answer your question, Rajesh. Okay, and there is one more question from where we can start to code for cryptocurrency and blockchain. Like I stated, it's easier to start with public blockchains and then move to the enterprise blockchains like Hyperledger and all of these. So I would suggest to start with Ethereum with Solidity language. Okay, that's all from my side, Shias.
So I have put in our website link as well as the LinkedIn page also. You could follow us there. Nikhil, as of now, we have not planning to launch Hyperledger. Maybe down line 6 months or so, we may be launching the program. For now, it is more focused on the Ethereum side. So I have put in our website link. I have put in our LinkedIn page also. If you follow, you'll be updated about all the latest things that we'll be doing. And I'm also sharing my email ID and contact number. If you have any queries, we could get on a call one-on-one. You will also connect with Nikita on LinkedIn. I'm sharing a LinkedIn ID. Just give me a minute. As well as me, you could search me up as well. Okay. This is Nikita's LinkedIn ID. You could connect with her, ask any doubts if you have. Happy to help. Okay. So it's already extended by almost 30 minutes. So first, thank you. I really appreciate the patience from everyone for staying back, and thank you so much. Is there anything, Nikita, we can wrap up?
Yeah, we can wrap up. Thank you, everyone. You are great participants. Yeah, that's all. Have a good weekend. Bye.